The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Hey, good news if you like to eat mammoth meat, because they've brought back Mammoth Meatballs. It's been a couple thousand years since you've been able to have Mammoth Meatballs, but an Australian cultivated meat company is resurrecting the flesh of the long extinct animals. Is this a good idea at all? Maybe. What they're trying to do is to remove the need for animal slaughter and meat production by creating new kinds of meats in the process. To do this, they've created lab-grown edible meats from cells, including a meatball made from mammoths. Tim, who works at the company, said, "We chose the woolly mammoth because it's a symbol of diversity loss and a symbol of climate change." They took a DNA sequence from a mammoth myoglobin, which is a key muscle protein for flavor. Any gaps were filled in by elephant DNA. Obviously, it tastes like chicken. Hey, good news for Amanda, your boyfriend Chris. You know, he's over there on the rugby field. Looks like he broke his leg. He's fine. You see, what happened was Chris choreographed a rugby tackle with his whole team, so he goes down on the pitch. Amanda, newly trained in first aid, thought it was serious, so she came over on the field, and then Chris rolled over on one knee and pulled out an engagement ring. Amanda thought Chris had a broken leg. When he got up, I thought he must have been in shock, but then he got on one knee. I was very, very surprised. Chris said, "Amanda knew something was coming. I wanted to do it in a way she wouldn't expect. If I'd booked a trip somewhere, she would have guessed what was going on. I was a bit nervous. I was worried about what the other team would say, but we were winning by a lot, so it wasn't a close game. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Imagine that if it was a close game and they didn't get engaged." Good news for fish. A fish doorbell is saving thousands of fish during migration season. So the Fish Doorbell is a website featuring a live stream camera on a year-round dam that keeps migrating fish in the rivers and canals in Utrecht from being captured by predators. Volunteer viewers can watch the Fish Doorbell live stream from anywhere in the world. When you see a fish, you ring the doorbell. That sends a dam lockkeeper a signal that fish are trying to swim through. Last year, thanks to volunteers, over 10,000 fish were let through the dam. Do you like Lego? An artist has made an interpretation of Water Lilies by Monet out of 650,000 Lego bricks, titled Water Lilies #1. You can see it at the Design Museum in London through July 30th. It's 50 feet long. It takes up a whole wall at the museum. The artist says, "Toy bricks is the material with their quality of solidity and potential for deconstruction, reflect the attributes of language in our rapidly developing era where human consciousness is constantly dividing." Well, 5-year-old Parker has taken up baking. He practices baking 3 times a week at the family bakery. Mom Nicole says they bake at nighttime. They were baking for the next day. They always have dough left, so Parker likes to make something. And he did. And he said, "Hey, Mom, I made a mushroom." Mom started laughing. The kid was like, "Why are you laughing?" He said, "Stop laughing. It's a mushroom. It's a good mushroom." The dad tried to snip some of the mushroom off the end and make it appear less rude. It didn't work. Parker had the mushroom with a bowl of tomato soup the next day, and he said it tasted like mushrooms. That's your 5 good news stories for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, wherever you get your shows. See you tomorrow.
Michael J. for Hope for the Warriors. Started back in '06 at Camp Lejeune. Military families witnessing the effects of war on their loved ones. Now, almost 20 years later, they've aided over 53,000 service members, veterans, and families with confidential, high-quality behavioral health care services at little or no cost to post-9/11 vets and their families. Over 91% of every dollar donated goes directly to the programs. If you're as concerned about our heroes as I am, go to hopeforthewarriors.org.